Hello, Modern here. In today's video I will show an incredibly strong early game weapon combo in Lies of P that absolutely shreds through enemies like nothing else. We take the most effective weapon a police officer can use and combine it with a makeshift taser to create an electric club. This club inherits the charge ability to infuse strikes with electric damage, can debuff enemies with an overcharge effect to make them take additional lightning damage regardless. And it is very effective versus most enemies in the early game. This includes a gigantic overcharged watchman giving a ton of people trouble. At first you will get the regular weapon provided to you, which features a rather clunky moveset. However, the weapon is strong anyway, but we can make it much better. The police baton handle fixes most of its issues, by providing you with a fast-paced short-range strike as a regular move and a powerful charge attack, which is an overhead swing with extended range. The charge attack is also very fast, allowing you to abuse openings provided to you by enemies, no matter how short they are. The combination of those two parts provides you with a high DPS weapon with strength-based scaling, which you can change with a crank later down the line, additional electric elemental damage, fast powerful light attacks, and an amazing punishing charge attack with tons of stagger damage to open enemies up for critical strikes. First, let's have a look at the stats. We choose the path of strength, so we are starting with an increased vitality, capacity and motivation score. Our vigor is however very low, so we are going to match this one to 10. Afterwards, boost your vitality to 15 at least. Any points afterwards will just increase your tankiness even more. If you feel like you're getting a little bit too much damage in, go with more vitality. Next we're going to push our motivity. This will increase our physical damage we deal with the weapon. However, since we are splitting our damage in physical and electric and using a police baton handle, which negates the technique scaling, we are only ever getting additional physical damage. We could potentially adjust this one later with a crank, but we really don't need to. The base damage of this weapon is very high regardless, which we can see here. An additional level gives us 5 additional electric and 5 additional physical damage. Plus minus 2. First up, where can we obtain the weapon pieces? We are currently at the Stargazer inside the house on Elysian Boulevard. Turning left will reveal a merchant in the room. We can talk to him to purchase the electric coil stick head and handle. This one is obtainable after the first boss and before the second one. At this point we cannot modify this weapon since we need to beat the second boss. However, we can pick this one up, upgrade it, and it's still going to slap around enemies. After obtaining this weapon, we are back at the Stargazer. This time, go straight ahead and turn right. You can run past those enemies. A red butterfly will spawn at this location, which you can kill for additional resources. And we get to the plaza. Down here, you will encounter a watchman. Killing this watchman will drop the police baton handle. This one has a motivation B and D technique scaling and no advanced scaling, so electric damage will suffer. However, that's not a problem. Now for the moves. We have an infinite combo light attack. This one staggers enemies quite regularly, but it also debuffs enemies with the overcharge, which is signified by electric effects. This will then improve our weapon damage with additional lightning damage. The effect is a rather lengthy duration. Our charge attack can be released for a quick strike and comboed into each other, or we can charge it for more damage and more stagger damage. And you can combo this one in a light attack. However, there is a slight delay and it doesn't flow as smoothly as the other one. You have a dash attack, a heavy one is an uppercut, and the light one is a side sweep. And staggering enemies opens up for critical strikes, which is multiple strikes which apply the electric effect at the end, if the target can be affected by this. We are medium to heavy load, so this one is going to be a little bit cumbersome. However, some attacks, like for example the grab attack of the watchman, has to be dodged, so you cannot perfect parry that. For regular attack, perfect parry is the way to go. This will increase the stagger bar of enemies, which we can follow up with our overhead swings and then critical strike enemies. Now for the fabled art, we have a charge attack, which then charges our attacks with electric damage. So we now deal more additional lightning damage. Our charge attack now deals insane amounts of damage, up to 600. And we recharge the capacity rather fast, so we can combo this one into another one right away. And with the weapon handle art, we can charge our next strike. This strike deals increased stagger damage and attack damage. which results in around 200 additional damage. Is it worth it? For bosses especially, the additional stagger damage after perfectly blocking enemy attacks is going to come in very handy, especially for the Watchman. And since we are strength built, we want the heavy equipment load. So the Lada frame early on, as well as the converter you find right at the start. You can also find the Puppet Destroyer amulet and the Life amulet, giving you increased health and additional damage for puppets. Next, a short one for the P organs. I have not unlocked many at this point. We are in early game, so I will make this one short. Go for the enhanced charge stagger with the attack, with the charge attack, and the lower stamina consumption with charge attacks, as well as the additional impulse cell. You can, however, also go with the stagger window first. I, however, prefer the increased health. Anyway, this sums up the early build. If you liked the video, please leave a like. If you have any questions or remarks, please comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. You can also join the channel membership or leave a donation if you have the spare coin. So, see you next time and bye.